Heyo! I'm back. It's your girl Kai. Wow, I immediately completely forgot what my intro was. Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. Nice to see y'all again. It's been a hot bit since I've been on stream, and I'm immediately forgetting how to do anything and everything. That's fun. Um, what am I saying? What am I doing? I'm gonna stop the music because I'm actually semi getting distracted by it. Lovely, amazing. Why are you not doing hot to go, OBS? I don't know. Could be something else happening. Anyway, nice to see y'all again. Yeah, no, it has been quite a bit since I last streamed. I think about like 2 or so months. If you haven't joined the official Discord slash seen my Twitch stories at one point. Yeah, I've recently moved houses. So yeah, we finally got fairy lights. I'm in a new room, been slowly but surely unpacking, setting up for the new space. My OBS sucks right now. And I don't know why. I hmm. But yeah, I've been trying to figure things out for myself. It's been nice, new environment, getting to like actually have a clean space to kind of rearrange and do things. I'll be honest, I've put together so much more furniture completely by myself. My hands hurt, but now I have tools in my room that I can use whenever something breaks. I have a desk now. We have an official place to just sit and stream and do shit. But yeah, it's been a hot bit. And I'll be honest, y'all. Yeah, no, my family and I finally finally moved. It was it was a fucking journey just to get into this new house and like leave the old one. Because the person who bought our old house was like, "Yeah, by the way, as soon as closing on our contract is done, I want you out and I want it clean." And it was happening so quickly that we were just like, "Oh my god, we have to pack up our whole house within like 2 weekends." I don't know how we did it, but we did. Um, and we moved in. There was like a brief period between the closing of our old house and the closing of the new house. We technically were homeless. I think it was about like 2 or so hours that we were technically homeless. But yeah, no, we're here. I've settled in enough that I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I like this. Still trying to figure out where I put everything. If you like this setup, I personally really like it, so I might stick with, lights off, my lamp on, and fairy lights in the background. I don't know if I will. I don't know. But yeah, I am gonna take you guys, not not a room tour, but I am gonna ask for like possibly company while I try to figure out some other decorations. I will say this: new room means I can finally put together a fucking Lego set that I've been wanting to put together as like sort of decoration. Where I'll put it, I have no idea. If you'll see it, who knows? that's that's the extent of that. Yeah, I have the lights here, my flag, my pan flag right next to it, which you can't actually see. Fucking awesome right there. Why can I not remember how to speak right now? It's oh god, it really has been a hot bit since I've streamed that I'm just like, what am I doing? What's going on? Why can't I fix OBS right now? That is just really bad. I'm sorry. I'm real sorry that it's like very. But yeah, no, we're figuring things out here and there. I immediately forget everything I ever wanted to speak about when I'm on stream. What is this? The moment I see a camera in my face, I'm like, okay, lovely, amazing. It's not okay. I'm gonna have to stop this and come back because for some reason, OBS is like great. So OBS, I don't know why it's dropping so much. Because even in the old house, it wasn't like this. We'll see. We'll see how well this goes. Could be trying to. No, that's pause because I'm trying to figure things. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's like other people streaming, other people doing things in the house that's not doing super hot to go. But yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna check some things. Wow, it's hard to be a streamer in a house that doesn't quite let you. Okay, let me see if I do this. If that works. We're gonna get cut off and then we'll come back on. And then we'll get cut off and then we'll come back on. I don't understand what's going on here. World hates me, life hates me. It's amazing. I've moved houses. The Wi-Fi situation is different because now we're all going to be streaming our collective things to watch, and that means this is probably going to suffer, which is driving me insane now. I don't love that this is happening either. Yeah, well, we'll see how well this goes. We'll see how well this goes. For people who are coming in, thank you so much for staying or watching. Hi, hi, Strawby. It's nice to see you. Oh, oh, oh! OBS is picking back up. Never mind. Never mind. No, it hates me. We're not okay. This is awful. God, I hate this happening right now. Sorry, I'm like semi trying to figure out what's going on, but it's also like I can't control what's going on with OBS and my Wi-Fi because oh right, house is connected with everybody else and it's not going super well. So we'll try our best. We'll keep stream up, but also fuck it, we ball. I think the only news I have is the fact that hey, I've moved houses and in the 2 months that I was gone, I have very much missed being able to do this. This is the only time I really feel most like myself. But it's also like, damn, eh, I won't lie. Things happening in life have taken a lot more out of me than I would like it to. And, I've had reconnected with my cousins that I haven't seen in a hot bit. I have I still have the complete and utter stranger in my mind kind of being like, "Hey, you deserve better than what you are settling for. It's a lot of weird things going on in brain where I'm just like, I'm not happy with where I am in life, but also there's so much about my life that has led to my unhappiness that I don't control personally. So it's like, what do I do? I don't know. Um, this is not going well, and I can't. I want to stay here, and I want to keep going for at least more. But also, hey, it's just not working out right now in a way that like super happy, and I don't know. Guys, I think I'm gonna get sad again trying to figure this out because it's just like, well, please, I just want one thing to go well for me, and I don't think it is. I will say this because I have been away for streaming for so long, and because things been happening on my end. A lot of time spent in my head, a lot more tears shed, I'll be honest there. But overall, I don't want to give this up, but it genuinely feels like the only way things are gonna get better is if I give up something. My family makes me feel as though any hopes and dreams I have for myself, I'm going to have to give up at some point because it just is not working out in ways I would like it to. Where what makes me happy is not necessarily what's going to do super well. And, this right now happening with stream where I'm just trying to do things, I don't know. If I give up streaming, I don't really know what I'm going to do with my life. Mm. With so many things that have been going wrong and delaying me being able to do this is, I don't know if it feels worth it. Sorry, I'm getting really sad, but it's like I love being here and I love hanging out with y'all. But I'm 25. I'll be 26 in December. We're more than halfway through 2026. And I don't know, mentally I'm not in a better place. Not really doing all that well. And been forced to sort of reevaluate a lot of things and it's like, well, even if this makes me happy, is this something I may have to give up? And I don't know. Sorry, I didn't think I would start crying or start being sad, but it's with the amount of time I've spent by myself, just sort of being like, what do I do? I Even if majority of my time is spent kind of doing whatever it is I need to do to just barely survive. God damn it. I didn't think I would start crying again when I got back to streaming. But weirdly enough, with OBS not doing super well, I'm semi crashing out right now. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm not doing well. No, things are falling apart. Life is falling apart. No, like, I don't know how to explain this in a way that, like, doesn't make me want to start sobbing. But look, I work in a job I hate. Sure, I don't work as much as I was able to before, just because schedule has very much changed. So it's like, oh, we're trying our best. I barely make enough money in there. It is monotonous at best, and it stresses me out and frustrates me to all hell. And they keep changing things, and it never goes well for them. But they keep trying. I respect them for trying, but I fucking hate it. I'm like so angry every time I get there. If I'm not there at work, I'm here at the house and I'm babysitting or I'm doing something else for my family and I'm like, what time do I ever get to myself? When I sleep at night, and even then I don't sleep as much as I probably should. So at least I spend an hour or two crying myself to sleep. Sorry, this is slowly but surely turning into like a therapy session for me. Ooh. But even if this is not going super well for y'all, I need to get this out personally. Oh. Ah. I see, I my algorithm on TikTok especially, slowly but surely giving me like more and more youngest daughter core or like youngest sibling core, and it's like, oh, why do you have to call me out like that? Like, I know I'm deeply, deeply sad all the time, and I don't really have anyone here immediately to share it with. Because I will be gaslit into being like, why do you feel that way? That makes no sense. And it's like, you. Ah, damn it. I think right now, sort of midlife crisis in a way where I'm like, I think I'm slowly but surely mourning the fact that I never really got to live a life for myself. And I don't know if I'll ever get the time to do it myself either. Oh, I didn't think I would do this today! But here we are. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not doing really well. Oh, great. That's fun. I thought I would be able to at least stream and get something good happen and be happy, and it's like, no, no. It's hard to say. And so many people know, but also don't know. Oh, God, I didn't think I'd start crying. Oof. Okay, but no, I feel like I'm mourning something I will never have. And it's been this weird sort of in between of I'm happy that like I'm still here. I am still trying and still going, even if nothing is working out right now. Or ever. Let's be honest. Nothing has ever really worked out in my favor. It's always been this has happened. I just have to make the best of it, even if it's not something I personally want. But I'll make do. Now, especially at 25, I don't I don't know anymore. Oh man. Weirdly, it does really feel like the only way I'm gonna move forward in life is if I don't know, give up any hopes and dreams I have for myself and just kind of settle wherever my family wants me. God damn it, stop falling. Not doing well. Oh, yeah. By the way, when I do try to update you guys, you can join the official Discord. It's in the bio. Slash description if you're watching the VOD. This is probably not going super well on the VOD either. What? Ah, I don't know. I do still have the tiniest bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, something will go my way, or at least something will finally work out the way I want it to. But right now, I don't know how to make it stop. Damn it, I really thought I wasn't gonna cry. Oh. Do you guys at least like the lights? Damn it! Also, my laptop bag has been falling the entire time because I need to swing. You know, I put together practically a lot of the furniture in my room and in this house. I'm proud that I at least know I'm resourceful enough to be able to do things. It sucks having to tell people what I got a degree for from college, and then subsequently having to tell them what I do for work. God, it feels like so many things in my life are like set up as a domino that I'll never be able to topple. So it just gathers dust and it's just there forever as a pipe dream. Well, damn it. I still get mad at myself for being sad because it's like, well, I don't have anyone I can speak to, at least in my immediate circle right now, which is my family mostly, that I can really speak to about how I feel about what's going on with me. Because it's like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? They'll just keep pushing me into more and more things that I don't want to do. They don't actually make me happy. And it's just like, well, if I'm going to be talking to a brick wall, might as well just not talk at all. But it's also like, what do I do with all of this sadness? That, damn it, you it's coming out in stream right now, which, this is gonna come out eventually today. I thought I would at least wait until I was falling asleep to start crying. And no, it's happening here on stream. Sorry, you guys are essentially witnessing me having, not necessarily a crash out, but like a mental breakdown of sorts where it's just like, God, I love being here and I love hanging out with you guys. This is the only time I have for myself that I can do something that I love. But clearly, outside forces are like, maybe it's time to pivot. Maybe I need to give things up. I don't know what I do outside of this. Because, what? Most traditional jobs, while still applying to them, I don't have the experience for it. I don't get to hear anything back from them. Or if I do hear back from them, it's always, you don't have enough experience. Or you're a great candidate, but we decided to go in a different direction, and it's still fucking up when you apply. So you do it again, and it's the same damn shit. So then, what other careers would you be interested in? I don't know. I tried a bunch of them, and I hated every single one. Sadly, the only career that's ever interested me or made me want to pursue anything is this, and obviously, I am not consistent enough to actually be able to pursue something like this. So it's like, okay, what do you do now? I don't fucking know. Even if I could pursue a job of sorts, I can't even have the goddamn time to be able to show up in person anyway. I know my sister follows me, and I know she's not actually ever gonna watch any of these, so I can complain as much as I want here. Or at least show how outright sad I am about life and everything. But how do you explain to anyone that doesn't understand the overwhelming sadness I have? Because, like, it does, in a weird way, feel like grief. Like, there's so much in life I want to do that I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to because oh god damn it. What? Because my family is slowly but surely chipping away more and more of my sanity. And I don't know. Like, oh god, I thought I would be over this by now, but I'm not. It's been 3 years of this. And, it slowly got worse last year. And now we're just sort of stuck in that weird in between of I want to do more. I want more time for myself. But family schedules and obligations and whatnot, they it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I hate the fact that I have to dedicate more of my time and energy into doing whatever it is they want. And then, dude, my family makes fun of me about the fact that I'm not, like, in a traditional job, that I barely work, that I don't want to leave the house 95% of the time. And it's like, well, what do you think? 3 years with no distractions, hanging with you 24/7. You've mentally screwed me up more and more. And you wonder why we don't have a relationship anymore, why I don't like talking to you. You know that I'm not doing well. And yet, nothing is changing. And even if it did change, it's changed for the worse. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anymore. I really thought this wasn't gonna end up as like a weird sort of therapy session for me. But like here we are having a therapy session for me. But at least wow, OBS is back. Fuck. It's because I no longer hear my father playing Netflix on the TV. That's why. He's not streaming anything, so now there's more Wi Fi for the rest of us. Great. Fuck. Well, thank you, BCD. I appreciate you more than words will ever say. God. Now I understand what you were trying to say. You didn't need to add the thing. But, I know I can't be the only one that feels this way, right? Like, COVID took a lot of my college experiences. And, like, also, hey, I found out recently that my college, yeah, my alma mater was involved in the Epstein files, which explains a lot of the general behavior about the people that were there. Why it always felt super weird being around the men, and I was a physics major. And, like, it didn't feel that welcoming trying to go to a lot of the male led clubs. God knows I tried to make friends, but I ended up hating a lot of people's energy. So I was like, no, thank you, but I need to do something. And then, professional career. Job market has been the worst it's ever been. And I, fresh graduate with like barely any experience in the field that I really thought I wanted to be in. And it turns out the only thing I could do with my fucking degree is teaching. I tried teaching. I tried applying for fucking teaching jobs. The only jobs that ever got back to me was for little kids, and I was trying to apply as a physics teacher in high school. Or even just like a substitute teacher, and then most of them never really got back to me. I may or may not have gotten scammed from a substitute teaching thing because, oh, hey, we're going to make you do all this stuff, and we went through the interviews, and I got an ID, so I thought, hey, this is finally gonna work out. And then never heard from them again. So I was like, I spent money trying to do the medical preparations and spent money trying to get this ID shipped to me for nothing. And it also turns out, at least for me, I absolutely hate teaching for little kids. That is too much energy for me personally to deal with. Then I'm like, bro, it's so much, and you're making me teach all of the subjects when I told you I am trying to be like specified science teacher only, and yet the only fucking people that got back to me for in person like stuff is for a substitute teacher for third graders. No, not third graders, second graders at a religious elementary school. It's not even trying to actually be science. It was the exact opposite of what I was trying to do. I absolutely hated it, but I was like, okay, look, I will put on my best face and I'll do whatever. And then another school also turned out to be also a religious elementary school. The only reason they even let me be there, and by the way, it was a volunteer position, no pay whatsoever. The only reason they let me start volunteering there is because of my fucking father pushing for me to go there. So I was spending money to commute to this fucking school only to just. I was supposed to help out with what? Pre K kids. And I did that. And then also, by the way, it's not just helping out the pre K, you're also going to be getting the supplies for all of the teachers in the school. You're also doing all this other things, which would be considered more of a custodial job. So also wasn't really teaching then. Pre-K is too much fucking energy. You're not actually teaching them. You're just kind of letting them sit there, color. Maybe you're teaching them a few things here and there. But for the most part, pre-K is I'm watching your child for as ever long as you need. It's not actually teaching. It's just again, it's like babysitting. Again, I wasn't getting paid, but I was working the same amount of hours as teachers, but doing so much more. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm leaving. I don't want to do this. I hate this. Yeah, an unemployed stint not doing anything also really sucks. Because it's like, everything costs money now. So what am I supposed to do? Only reason I'm in this current job now is because one of the managers at my current job is also in the same religious group as my parents. So they're like, hey, this is open, and I'm like, fine. 3 days of my father pushing me to apply. It's like I heard back from them immediately. I did an interview where I was like, yeah, sure. I, as of right now, have a generally free schedule, so I don't have much going on, and I'll do whatever you need me to do because I just need to be making some sort of money because student loan debt is fucking unreal as an American. And then, I've done my job. I fucking hated working Black Friday. Like it was fine, but like I hated being in that crowd. It was it made my brain explode cuz I was like, how do I explain to people what it is that the sale is happening when it's right there in front of you? I can't. I literally had someone come up to me, ask me what the sign said, and it was said buy one get one. What does that mean? No, I was buy one get one 50% off. What does that mean? I explained it to them, and then they said to me, "Oh, so it's like buy one get one 50." I was like, "That's what the sign says." The sign says buy one get one 50% off. So if you buy one for full price, the second one will be half that price. So you knew what the sign said, yet you're acting like a complete and utter idiot because you know I was working there. Or you just come into the store. I'm looking for a specific item. And you've been going to the store for however long. I don't need to hear your life story, by the way, but go off whatever you like. That's what you want to do. Fine. And then when I show you where it is, you're like, oh, I remember this. But now, the fucking retail job, we've rearranged the entire store so nobody fucking knows where anything is. We're getting new things in, which is nice because 99% of the stuff we currently have does not work. Or if it does work, it is a conditional thing that only works for like maybe 5 minutes and then you have to like figure something out again. And we have a finite amount of resources. But also, everybody needs the damn thing. And they don't work. So how are we supposed to do our jobs? But now the new things are coming in. Okay, but we eliminate something else. Right now they're adding in new cash registers, but you can't use cash anymore. They've completely eliminated cash, which I'm like, most people don't carry cash around. But if 95% of your demographic is retirement age people who mostly use cash, and then telling them, hey, we've updated our system, so now you can't use the form of payment you normally would. Well, now you're turning away more customers. And I'm like, huh? And you want them to open credit cards in this day and age? Really? Really, when everybody has like subscription fatigue and nobody really wants to open up credit cards and we're all just kind of like, life sucks, the economy is awful, this is not working out, and you're pushing for this more? Like, make it make sense. My brother in Christ, this is weird ass. But also, a meeting happening every month, literally 15 minutes before we open, where we can see the people lining up in front of the fucking door just to get in, even if it's not a lot. There are people at the door. Why are we standing out in the middle of the goddamn store and not in the office for a meeting that could have easily been an email? And it's the same damn thing over and over again. It drives me insane having to go to this job. And I'm just like, I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. When I'm there, when I'm like, are you kidding me? Every time I'm like there and I'm frustrated and something goes wrong, they're like, oh, it happened again, huh? Damn, that sucks. And it's like, how long have you people been here? That you've just let this happen and you're just okay with it. No wonder most of us want to leave. And look, now I don't even speak to my family anymore. Or if I do speak to them, it's not about what's going on with me. It's not about what's I'm trying to do professionally speaking or whatnot. I don't. There's nothing there. It's just walled up. I don't know, and it's hard trying to figure things out when I just at least personally feeling like I feel really alone. Just trying to get through life. It also doesn't help when Instagram and YouTube shorts and my fucking TikTok algorithm keep calling me out, being like, hey, you're our youngest daughter. So you mourn the fact that, like, your siblings got to live a life that you will never experience. What? Why you have to call me out like that, man? It's like, oh, you're the youngest daughter. Of course, you're always going to be compared to your older sibling, no matter what you do, even if you are two vastly different human beings with vastly different life experiences. You will always be in your older sibling's shadow. I'm like, that didn't need this to happen at like 11 p.m. at night when I'm trying to sleep and I'm doom scrolling because I need something to shut brain off. Which has also been called out as a apparently youngest sibling horror, where it's like, yeah, no, you're mentally doing so bad. Not even just youngest sibling core, but it's also like CPSD. No, CPTSD. That, yeah. Complex PTSD. Yeah, where it's like, yeah, no matter how much you want to do better, they're gonna pull you right down. It's like, okay, well, I don't need this. I also, look, I love my friends deeply, but like, I'm telling you, hey, I don't get to have time for myself because my family is keeping me very locked up tight doing whatever the fuck it is they want me to do. I appreciate you reaching out and like inviting me to do stuff, but also if I have to travel to you, I can't do it. As much as I personally would love a fucking break away from everything just to figure shit out. Because I'm sure I could figure something out for myself or at least do something if I just had the time and space. But, dude, I it's like I need something that I know I'm not going to get. And I know my friends are trying to give me some semblance of that space, but it's also like, guys, my schedule is not open because of my family. And I appreciate you inviting me to do things, but like literally my hands are tied. I cannot like leave this or exchange this to try and visit you or like do something for myself. As much as I want to. No, literally this week alone, I was trying to like explain to my sister that hey, when our cousins came to visit for the housewarming party, and they were asking me questions about, how life was going and how I'm dealing with things as an adult, and it's like, I'm fine. I'm in a job that I hate that is very temporary. I was like, yeah, no, of course this is like a huge disappointment, not just for me, but I feel like everybody who knows what my degree is, who knows my, I guess, intelligence. I don't think I'm smart, but I guess school grades and whatnot say otherwise, but yeah. They're disappointed for me because they're like, you had so much potential. Don't say that to me. Don't ever say anything to a gifted kid like you had so much potential. Cause it'll piss me the fuck off. Cause like I know I had potential. I know I could have done things differently in life. However, again, I my family is not letting me live up to whatever fucking potential you think I have. And my cousins are like, "Hey, have you gotten to take a vacation by yourself? Have you ever, been able to do this, that, and the other thing by yourself?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? That's something people do?" And some of them are younger than me. Like I am the eldest. Minus my sister. I am one of the eldest cousins. My sister is older than me. At least for the ones that live here in America. And talking to them, you've they're like, "Hey, you've essentially become a second mother to my niece. You Yeah, they're like, you've pretty much abandoned yourself and disappeared within your family. Why don't you do more things for yourself? Why don't you go out? Hey, let us." They promised to try to kidnap me from my house more so I can actually go out and do things. I'm like, that'd be nice if we could make sure that, hey, family can take care of whatever it is they need to take care of without me. Which I seriously doubt because 3 years of this shit and it's adding more and more. And as much as I'm like trying to put down, or at least I've been trying to softly put down boundaries of like, this is something you could learn to do really easily by yourself. Why don't you do it instead of me? Okay, no, you're going to guilt trip me and essentially emotionally berate me into doing this thing for you again. Fine. I can't stop it as much as I want to be like, I don't want to do this. You should learn how to do it yourself. It's not hard. You were literally watching me do it and you can figure out how to do it yourself, yet you're choosing not to. I'm still going to be berated and emotionally gaslit into being like, how dare you want to do things for yourself and live a life for yourself, and how dare you want to have plans that don't include us. And it's bullshit, I'll say that much. Seriously though, I have a cousin who is 10 days younger than me, right? A lot of people were kind of subtly surprised that we were related just because personalities are widely different. But, we were talking and she's like, you need to start getting a life for yourself. And I was like, I'd love to. I would love to have a life for myself. But you know how our family is like. And it's like, look, my parents, yeah, they seem fun now. Just try living with them, and it's a completely different story. Like, God, I hate when people tell me how much they wish my parents were their parents. It's like, no, no, no. No, no. They seem great, but God damn it, will they just take over your life? Oh God, I put down in a tarot reading I got on TikTok algorithm because I'm very firmly on witch talk. Love witch talk. But they're like, I don't remember the exact thing that was said in there, but I remember I put down in the comments because it's comments and like maybe I'll repost something if I know that I can get away with it without my sister seeing. Nah, well, I'm not sure. I don't repost if I know my sister will see something because she does follow me, and you know, family says they're supportive, but like won't actually support me in things that I want to do. So I don't fucking believe a word they say that they want what's best for me, and they won't actually let me try to see through. But uh, I came to the realization, I think within this move especially, that I was taught really young how to abandon myself to make just to like fit into whatever it is my family wanted from me. And now as an adult where I'm trying to be better or at least try to figure out my life, I don't actually know who I am outside of this family. Which sucks, but also it's like even in school, sorry. Ooh, sorry. Uh but no, even in school, I went to the same schools as my sister. So some of the teachers I had also had my sister. So my whole life I was always known as the little sister. Or if I was going out somewhere, I was known as, "Oh, you're this person's daughter, right?" It's like I was never my own person. That's why I was like really happy, having my big friend group in high school, where they, in the time where we're all trying to figure ourselves out, but also try to survive our high school because man, looking back, that is a lot of trauma right there too, where it's very much academic pressure to the point of if you don't do well, you will get kicked out of the school. Like the possibility of being kicked out because you just were not doing too well. Even after going through the rigorous process of just trying to get in, now the possibility of being kicked out because you fail at least like one to two class. No, one class is you fail one class, it's a warning. Fail two classes, I think you get kicked out. Like two, three classes, you would get kicked out of the high school. And they made it mandatory that you would take an AP, advanced placement class, just to graduate. So the general thing about high school was that most people decided for 4 years of high school, on average, would take about 10 AP classes. And I just like, I'm not going to try to go above and beyond. I'm going to do like average bare minimum. I did 7 AP classes in high school and it wrecked my mental state completely. And like, yeah, no, there were kids in my high school class that went to the hospital because they tried to off themselves because the pressure was too much. I think my class was the one that had the most amount of hospitalizations because it was bad. And I love my high school friends. I still keep in touch with a lot of them. But also, I do recognize that the reason we stayed friends for as long as we did back then is just trauma bonding. But also, dude, there is someone that I used to be friends with in high school who recently got married to the boyfriend that I met in high school. By the way, this boyfriend was also their cousin. I think I've mentioned her more enough times, but I can't get over the fact that she married her cousin. I feel like that, in and of itself, is like, yeah, no, that's how traumatized we all were that somebody was willing to marry their own cousin. And the cousin that looked exactly like her, except male version, very much was just her as a male. I think even the same blood type, if I remember correctly. Ugh. Then college, one of the loneliest times I ever experienced being there in person freshman year. I didn't have anyone in my friend group that was going to the same college as me. The only reason I went to this college is because my father signed me up to go during an open house without me even realizing what he was doing. I was talking to somebody else, trying to figure out like clubs, like if this was the right place for me. And the next thing I know, my father signed me up to go. So I didn't really have much of a choice in my college. It was like, okay, I can work with this, fine. Uh, and it was so sad. I had to email my professors like multiple times that like, hey, I genuinely don't think I can come in to class in person because I feel like I'm going to start sobbing the moment I walk into the door. That's how bad it was being there in person. And then when I finally got to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. I need to actually go and seek therapy and like actually get professional help. So I was like, okay, when I get into classes, when I go onto campus the next day, I'm going to go to the mental health services and like actually get help. The next day was lockdown. So then it's like, oh, we have to start doing everything in online, all the classes. So it's fine. Okay. I barely went out when I was there in person, but also now I really didn't have much of a choice staying at home. Of course I got depressed. Of course all I did was like sitting around eating, watching FNAF gameplays and doll remakes. That's of course that's what I did. And weirdly enough, God, no, being in like online classes, a lot of those classes, at least for physics majors, everybody was trying to cheat in our group chat. And it's sad to say that I wasn't the one cheating. I was helping people cheat. Because I was like, My brain understands it, and it's really easy to get. Why don't y'all get it? But sure, sure. I think some of my best grades actually for college came from online classes, which is kind of sad to say. But yeah. Then when trying to do hybrid classes, right? They were forcing us to do hybrid classes. They're like, you have to at least come in. Well, no. Hybrid classes I chose to like completely do online because I was like, I'm not risking my health, however awful it is. Because again, I'm an asthmatic, and also during the time of uh, the pandemic, I also got diagnosed with acid reflux, and I was like, I'm really not doing super well in terms of health, so I'm not risking it driving all the way there with a bunch of people who still wouldn't wear their goddamn mask and practice social distancing. But when the moment came that we all could be in person, they forced us to come in person. And there are still people coughing and sneezing and not wearing masks and like very much causing more and more COVID spikes to happen. And yet they still force us to come in. That's not even to mention the weird sort of boys' clubs happening, because it felt weird being there, man. But hey, ended up graduating, and professional life has been a mess. And now we're here. Man, it only took me graduating college to be like, hey, I think I'm gonna finally start doing the thing I've always wanted to do, which was make content in some way, shape, or form. Because even though I personally don't think me by myself is entertaining enough, I'm gonna try. And now we are here, 3 years later, and still semi drowning. But at least, we're here together. I don't know. Man, if I was an Undertale soul, I'd like to think I am Perseverance. But I don't know for sure, because there is a larger part of me that wants to just give up and just kind of buy into whatever my family wants me to do. Even though it'll never make me happy, at least it is something. They're happy, and I make some semblance of money. But then, a small part of me is always like, but what if, something I do is this, the big break I've been waiting for? Because I love performing, and I love doing anything creative. That has always been something that I wanted to do, at least off to the side as a hobby. Even when I was applying for colleges, I was like, hey, yes, I'm applying as a civil engineer for all places, but would it be possible to also minor in theater? Like, that's something I wanted to do, and then didn't really get the chance. Yeah, I'm a theater kid that never actually got the chance to do theater, so the closest I can ever, the closest actually I ever got was doing Shakespeare plays sophomore year. And I did, that teacher did take me and one other student into a Shakespeare recitation competition where I didn't place. But according to the judges, if I hadn't messed up my sonnet, which you wouldn't have been able to tell if you listened to me, but yeah, I repeated a line in my sonnet because I couldn't remember what the next line was. But I was just like, let me just say it again, and it'll come to me. And it did. So unless you had the sonnet there in front of you, you would not be able to tell I messed up. But they're like, if I hadn't done that, if I just said it right the first time around, I actually would have placed against a bunch of people who have been doing this for years who are much older than me. So I was like, hey, I think I know what I'm doing. I can't do lovesick though. I could not figure out how to play off lovesick for the final play because I was like, I can't imagine like waiting so much for like someone to come and rescue me. Like I could figure shit out myself. Now here I am at 25 where I'm like, I I've done as much work as I could by myself. I do think I need help. That's not necessarily knight in shining armor, but it's like somebody fucking, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me figure something out. Help me structure something. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a partner who actually understands me and is being like, hey, I see what you do. I see how hard you work. And I see how hard you love. And I want to help you. It'd be nice. But that's not happening right now. Hopefully soon. We're trying to do the Dua Lipa manifestation on our own. Slash with friends. Even if it's joking. Yeah, strong independent woman who needs no man. Like, I built this desk by myself. I built my bookshelves by myself. I put some of my storage stuff by myself. I definitely have the calluses on my hands for that. But also, it'd be nice to have someone there too. But single as a Pringle. I think, at least for me, I want to do something with my life that has some semblance of meaning. Even if it's only like one person whose life I change. I want to do something that feels right for me. Sometimes, yeah, no, when things don't go my way, I do have a tendency to start crashing out. Like, I mental spirals of like, maybe this is not meant to work out and whatnot, but it's also like, is this fear talking or is it intuition talking? And yes, now that I'm firmly back on witch TikTok, I've started to figure, at least start to kind of try to figure out, like, oh, is this the bad mental health talking or is this something that genuinely means something? Most of the time when I think about quitting streaming or like just quitting making content in general, I do fear that is some I do think that's from fear of like not necessarily even from me, but just in general. I just thank you BCD. I do appreciate you more than words can say. I'm glad, I have changed your life in a way. But no, it's like am I quitting streaming because even if it does make me genuinely happy, and I don't care if I ever make money off of this, I just I just want to keep being able to do this all the time. Unfortunately, things cost money, and life is not as fun as I'd like it to be. I don't want to put my energy into something I don't care about purely for the sake of I need this to survive. Like, yeah, I don't want to just do something just to survive. I want to live my life. And I don't know how to express that to my family. Because, like, they're all, like, semi happy in their jobs. They're all doing something that they actually like. Even if maybe coworkers drive them crazy, especially my mother. God, my mother. That's a trip in and of itself. It's like, look, even if things stress them out and frustrate them to oh no end, they do genuinely like what they do. And then there's me. I don't make that much money with them. I yeah, my schedule is generally free, but it's mostly because you're asking me to have that free schedule so you can take up more of my days. I literally had to be called into my fucking manager's office being like, "Hey, we need to figure out a way for you to permanently have at least a little bit more days to work than you normally do." And it's like, I'd love to give you a solid schedule of like when I am available to work. However, that's not possible because my schedule is not dependent on me. My schedule is dependent on everybody else in this goddamn family. So if you want me to be able to work more days, I I can try to make it work, but unfortunately, if the keyword is try, I at this point I'm kind of God, every day I go to that job, I have so much dread going in It's gotten to the point where, like, yeah, no, I am essentially throwing up my own stomach vial. Yeah, I don't eat anything, but I'm still, like, actively, it's not fun to go through that almost on a daily basis. But it is something that does happen. Where it's like you cough so much that you throw up a little in your mouth, even if there's nothing in your stomach to throw up. So it's just your stomach acid coming up, and you wonder why I have acid reflux. But yeah, no, my own anxiety and depression, like how bad my mental health is, and has continued to be ever downward because of y'all. It has started to affect me more and more physically. So of course, my health is fucked. I don't win. I don't fucking win. Yeah, no, I can't tell my job that, oh yeah, I'd be able to work this day now. Because even if maybe they take days off, they have their own plans and schedules and whatever it is they want to do. Like today, for example, right? I wanted to be able to go out at least by myself and just walk around. Dude, the only thing I wanted to do today was just be able to go to a cafe and just sit there with a coffee, maybe drink something, and like I don't know, look at potential jobs in a creative thing, and I couldn't do that because I had to stay here and wait for my father's delivery because he had a doctor's appointment. That's like a fine. Go to your doctor's appointment. I'll wait and this, but it's like any plans I may make for myself on days that I'm not working, and that hey, I don't have to babysit. Great, I finally have a day to myself. It's still being hijacked. So I'm like, if I wanted to go out and do something, I have to make sure that at least someone else in my family, most likely my sister, is okay with going along with me. Like, I am very much mourning the fact that, like, I want a life for myself and I can't have that. And I don't know how to explain that to my family without them feel. Mm, oh, 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 damn it. It's happening again. Fuck. But no, I don't know how to explain this to them without them essentially getting really defensive and then, I don't know, in a way berating me or blaming me for the fact that, like, I want something outside of this. Like, I don't know, I feel my family has very much called me selfish for wanting to move out by myself. Even if I never get the chance to. The idea that I wanted to do that when I was 18, even if I didn't really think I would live past the age of 18, they called me selfish. And they're like, how dare you try to do that? Like, you think you'll be able to actually live by yourself? Good luck. Like, it was that sort of thing for years. So now, I don't know how to explain to them that I want breaks for myself, that I want time for myself. Literally, trying to, like, do so much stuff for them. And then I get tired, or if I show that I'm actively tired from doing all that stuff, they're like, what do you have to be tired about? You're not doing anything. It's like, okay, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, fuck you. And third of all, never ever question why we never don't have a active relationship anymore when you say shit like this. Even if it doesn't stick in your mind, it's definitely sticking in mine. And it's like, well, what do you want? I also realize that whenever I get sad and I'm angry about it, it's very much, at least realizing now, like, oh, that's because my family. This is the trauma response. Oh fuck. That the coping mechanism I have was whenever I get really sad or overwhelmed, and then I get angry about the fact that I am sad or overwhelmed. It's because my family would get upset about me being upset. Because how dare I be upset when I have so many things that they've done so much for me? It's like, how dare you show any negative emotions, you piece of shit. Like, oh, okay, well, God, I have so much. A lot of the things that I like, maybe I don't like about myself, have very much stemmed from trauma responses or like coping mechanisms I developed as a child just to survive this family. And I don't know. The fact that it's still happening to this day, despite the fact that, like, well, no, it's gotten worse now because I am an adult with a fucking college degree that's useless as all hell. And it never gets any easier, never gets any better here. I do fear that the only way for me to move forward in life is to be able to move out and move away from my family so I actually have the time and space to feel a semblance of peace so I can figure shit out myself. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Like, eh. It's hard, man. It's hard trying to be a human being, especially an American, in this day and age. But, mm, I'm, part of me is still going to actively, like, want to fight for at least something, I guess, inherently selfish, which is I want to be able to start doing more things by myself. I want to be able to have some, yeah, like doing more things by myself. I would like to be able to have one day where I'm not being asked to do something for them. Whether it's wait for mail or babysit or like do something, and I'd like to be able to come home at the end of the day and not have them constantly ask me questions about what I've done. Did I do anything productive? Why I, or like, not ask me anything that's involving them. Just one day. That's all I ask. One day where I could just, I don't know, feel what it's like to be 25 and not feel like I'm 40 or something. Like, I feel like I'm living a life of a more established person that's going through a, like, midlife crisis in a way. But it's like, no, this has been an ongoing crisis I've had for years now of like, I want something for myself, and I feel like I'm being called selfish when I try to ask for that. Like, I'm not necessarily, I don't want to say gaslit, but it doesn't feel right because it feels worse than that. But it's essentially like, I want something wholly for me because I'm the only one that's gonna live this life, and you know, I'd at least like add a little bit more experiences that feel right for me. But I think this is also why I'm like so excited for Comic Con because it's the one unselfish thing I'm able to do. It's something that I paid money for, that I get to go out and do something, and I get to enjoy the day, not having to worry about anything, and then come home and I'm not going to be berated for not doing anything. Like, it'll be a fun experience to add. That's just for me. I would like to have more things like that to look forward to. Unfortunately, family makes me feel like the only thing I can look forward to is, you know, my own funeral in a way. Not even in a way. It's like, yeah, my family slowly but surely has made me feel like the only thing I have left to look forward to is my own funeral. Like, there's nothing else like I could possibly hope for or dream for or want for myself except, yes. Which Sounds concerning. I understand. But it's suffocating being here. It trapped in a way. God damn it, I have to go to the bathroom. I really have to be. I'll be back soon. Listen to music in the meantime. No, wait, I'm back. I'm back. I just had to come to the bathroom really quick. Ah! Hi, Mono. This has essentially just been a therapy session for me. Hi. No, it's fine. I completely understand if you just come in. It's the same. It's the same damn scream. Starting, ending, waiting time. It's the same thing. But yeah, no, this has sort of been a therapy stream for me. Cause yes, love the fact that I moved. I finally have a space of my own that's not a hand me down. So it's filled with stuff that I wanted and I chose to do. I've built a lot of bullshit myself. But yeah, no, I am mourning a life that I'll never get to have cuz family fucking bullshit is slowly but surely draining me of life and a lot of tears have been shed. And I if I continue and stream, there probably will be more. Yeah, my mental health is fucked. But I will say this, in the way of like me unpacking and like finding things I forgot I had. I found my little graduation gift. I forgot I did a frog. I also named him after my alma mater. And this was before I found out that they were involved in the Epstein files. So yeah. I BCD. My family is I love my family. I really do. I do love and care for them deeply. But also, if I didn't know them, I would hate them. And I do fear that the only reason I have any sort of good feelings about them is because we are blood related. And look, we have had good times. So like when I was younger, we every not every. I'm trying to think of a good memory with my family. Give me a moment. I know we had decent memories. I There's pictures of them. I don't remember most of my childhood if I'm being honest. I do remember very much shrinking myself for not just family but also peers because a lot of people thought I was a lot to deal with. It's mostly just because I did not know how to regulate my own emotions, but I was a child. What was I supposed to do? Again, also got into a lot of fights, but that's besides the point. No, when I was younger, sometimes, not all the time, but most summers, right before Labor Day, so right before school started, we would go to a water park, and then after the water park, we'd go apple picking. I think it stopped because, we were getting older, and that water park is very much aimed for little kids. Like there is a dress up box at the theater for you to do. So that's something. And I remember the one time we finally took like a family vacation that didn't involve church or anything religious. Was I think 5th grade spring vacation. We drove down to Florida. We went to Disney World and we went to Universal Studios. I think we only did the Universal for one day because we missed the last bus when we got there because Father forced us to go to mass before we left. And yeah, yeah. Um but hey, got to have Denny's for the first time in 5th grade, so that's something. Nintendo was added after. The only thing I remember about Universal, we went to Harry Potter Land. Um, my mom was complaining the whole time about how hot it was, but I was like, it's Florida, of course it's gonna be hot. She didn't go with us, and I think the only ride we did in Universal was Forbidden Journey, which was the fun little thing inside the castle. Denny's is it's like a American diner thing that only really kind of existed in weird ass places. Yeah, Nintendo was added like semi recently, but not really. I First time at Denny's though was 5th grade. Still have not been to a Waffle House, but one day, maybe one day, baby. Um, but yeah, I think that was our first family vacation that didn't involve any sort of religion. Um, at least here in the States. We have gone to the Philippines like once or twice, and I'll be honest, I don't like going home to the Philippines. Mostly because I'm a very much an English speaker, and pretty much all of my blood family there and here too, like immediate family and family there, do make fun of the fact that I don't speak fluent Tagalog. But the only reason my sister speaks fluent Tagalog is because she got traumatized as a kid because no one would play with her when she first went home. So she was like, I'm gonna become so fluent of a speaker they can't tell whether or not I was born there or here. Me on the other hand, I didn't care for a lot of people or things. So I was like, I'm okay with only speaking English. Now, mind you, I do understand Tagalog, and actually, I can speak it, but I just choose not to because there's a weird little block in my head that I can't talk to at least anyone in my family fully in Tagalog, even if I actually could. Like, I can understand what they're saying. I can't say anything back to them. But with friends, like, it's kind of easier for me to like speak fluent Tagalog or at least be able to like do broken like Tagalog Taglish type thing. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's a mental thing that I don't know how to deal with. Hmm. I do. I'm second time we went to Denny's. I think was when we drove to Montreal. Love Canada, by the way. Not Montreal. I think we drove to Niagara Falls. The few trips that we take going to Niagara Falls is also not a church trip. Most of the time when we go like road tripping, it's always involving church in a way, and I fucking don't care for Christianity anymore. But I know it's my dad's entire life. But god damn it, I hate having to sit through that for hours and hours on end. And then even if it's only like every weekend is dedicated to whatever religious thing he wants to do, and I'd at least like to get maybe a Saturday back to myself. That'd be nice. But let's be honest. Even if I could get a Saturday to myself, I'd probably spend it home watching watching YouTube videos. Like I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, most of the time, if I want to try and do something purely for myself, it is very much trying to find little bits here and there where nothing's going on. Like if my father and mother are finally going on like a vacation of sorts, most of the time it's like a pilgrimage or something. But it's like, hey, I finally have the house to myself and I don't want to do anything. Yeah. I I waste so much time on YouTube, man. It's kind of upsetting. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to put something on and have something in the background while I'm doing other things, or I'm just actively watching something. I'm not on Twitch as much as I probably should be, but what can you do? Yeah, I'm like my parents have certainly taken vacations without me and my sister. My sister has certainly taken vacations with her husband without us. I I have yet to finally be able to do a vacation by myself. I've been wanting to. BCD. Well, thank you, BCD, for being trying to be consistent with me, and I do appreciate you. I'm sorry I'm not as consistent, man. Oh man. One of the clips I constantly go back to that I clipped from your stream was the one where you wanted to see Mr. Carl fix the consequences of his actions. Oh man. Have a consistency issue, man. As much as I want to do something, unfortunately, something or even mental health reasons, there's something that always stops me from. Yes, and I did see about the anniversary patch. I'm actually updating it right now in the background. Or actually, I'm going to not do that and let. Yeah, I'm trying to update reverse in the background because I have not touched that game. I think since the last time I streamed it, which is really bad because I do like Reverse 1999 a lot. But also, it is a commitment to really getting into Reverse 1999 because mental capacity is not there anymore. End of the day, I am kind of wring myself dry from families, and I'm like, I need brain to make this work, and brain don't want to work, you know? It's a great game, and I do love it, and I love the fact that it keeps updating, so there's always something to do with there. But fuck, most of the time if I don't get to stream or do something, it literally is the fact that like scheduling purposes, my family has done yet another thing that I realize now if like majority of my life has been I'm trying to make things work with family schedule. It's not really mostly me. Sometimes if I am available and am able to do things, it also just depends on my mood and most of the time I am too sad or too tired to actually do anything. Hence, consistency issues. Where it's, yeah, no, I have a tendency to self isolate and like mentally spiral. So, yeah, no, having a lot more depressive episodes this year. We'll see how long that goes. But, look, 2026. It is a 1 year according to numerology, which is supposed to be wish fulfillment and opportunities multiplying. Like, manifestation things is supposed to happen. Plus, it's the year of the fire horse, which means it's supposed to be forward momentum. And like it's supposed to be a really good year, and I feel like I've just been stuck in the same place over and over again for 3 years, and I don't know. Yes, the year of Ponyta. That's the fucking Pokemon whose name I cannot remember. Ah! Because I'm like, I'm thinking of a Pokemon every time I say you're the fire horse, but I could not remember the name. Thank you, Mono. Thank you. That was gonna drive me crazy. Yeah, but Life, man, life is bringing me down. I I do fear, not fear, I do think this year, 2026, a lot of, at least for me, internal transformation. I I'm grateful for what I do have, however little amount I do have. I'm grateful for where I am, but I do still want more, and I do know that subconsciously I'm still like trying to overwrite a lot of bad sort of tendencies, like traumatic stuff and whatnot. Like I'm trying to overwrite a lot of bad things subconsciously that I learned from being in this family. It's just something that works for me, or at least something that I'm like, hey, hey, it's fine, it's okay. Yes, things suck, life sucks, but we're still here. We have friends that care for us. We're still trying, and that's the thing that we really got to remember is no matter what happens, no matter how bad things get, we're still trying. And if it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere, but at least we know we tried. So, forever going to keep trying to throw spaghetti at a wall and hope it sticks with, content creation and whatnot. And who knows? Maybe things will work out eventually. I would love to be able to, make more friends and do things with. But man, trying to like figure things out as an adult with friends is hard. Cuz everybody has like thank you, honey. Thank you, Mono. You're great. By the way, thank you, Mono, for joining the Discord. I think one of the only or first person who did. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, Mono is the goat. Yeah, no, I wrote down a lot of goals that I wanted to try and accomplish for myself, at least with content creation for the next 10 or so years. I wrote this down and then I got a clip of Ludwig from Streamer University. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I understand what he's saying, and I doing my own little small version of that, which I do really like. I was like, oh, I'm already doing the thing you're telling me to do. So great, lovely. Then I got friends sending me, clips from Streamer University about like, hey, we know that this is something you love. We know this is something you want to do. We're gonna send you little clips here and there of like, hey, here's what the successful people are saying you should do. I'm like, okay, yeah. I think I wrote somewhere on my list of goals is like I would love to be able to one day have enough people to open a Patreon for. Because I was like, there's some things I kind of want to do that I do fear of like copyright strikes. That I'm just like, I'm gonna save that as a possible Patreon exclusive thing. Because like, look, I love music. I do sing on the weekends, but it is mostly for church. Even if I don't fucking care for Christianity, I am stuck there all the time. But yeah, no, I sing for church. I'd like to think I'm decent enough. I do play the ukulele. I haven't played since high school, to be honest, but we can start getting into it. I was self taught then. I can reteach myself how to do it again. I do know how to play the piano, not very well, but I can play chords. So I'm like, I want to get back into doing music at least for myself again. God, there is one TikTok I did where it's for the song Something Stupid by Frank Sinatra, and I think I duetted someone for that. But like the mic was so bad. But I'm like, I love this little thing, even if it didn't get any traction. But I love that cover. And I love that song. So yeah. Who knows? I wrote down a lot of like goals where I'm like small increments of growth. And be happy enough if this happens. If not, we can push that goal for next year and just hope, hey, it works. Yeah, no. Look, I Streamer University has very much been like, yes, you guys are doing really well right now. If you want to grow more, you're going to have to like expand different avenues. Cuz the thing about Streamer University is, at least from the clip I remember, or at least the clips that I did watch, was very much like, hey, if you don't want to put in the work for this, like if you want to be rich and famous from this, fine. But if that's your only goal with this, you're not going to see anything. You're only going to focus on the numbers. You're going to keep trying to follow trends, and eventually you're going to fall off. Because there's nothing unique about you that keeps people coming back to you if you're only going to do whatever is, popular at the moment. If you're only trying to chase like fame, fortune, you're not going to do this. And if you're not going to, you know, actually put in the work of like trying to grow and do things that make this worth it, not just for you, but for your community, then you should just get out now. Like, this is not something to play for. Like, I heard that Ludwig gave his class homework, and only one person did the homework. So he's like, I can see that you are committed. I see that you are willing to do things. So, hey, I'm going to send my viewers over to you after stream. Yeah, like, it's fun to want to do this, and it's like, great, you're doing really well, but also understand that, hey, this is still a job. This is not just fun things. So if you want to continue pursuing this as a full time job, you need to take this seriously enough to actively work at it. You can't just, fly by the seat of your pants and have fun. Fly by the seat of your pants and have fun. That sort of thing. That was the general thing that I took from a lot of the clips of Streamer University was, one, you just can't be a streamer. You have to do a bunch of different things. It's getting at like one stream could easily be like a bunch of YouTube videos if that's something you really want to do. And like YouTube does have better creator ad revenue things than Twitch. Yeah. There are geniuses that are able to finish their episodes last minute. Dude, Astro Boy's creator was one of them. That's cool. But yeah, it's like it's not enough to just love what you do. You have to be willing to put in the work for what you do. You know? And I was like, I want to do this, but also my mental health is so fucking all over the place that it does kind of screw over a lot of my schedules. Then I'm like, we're gonna force myself to do it. I'm not gonna brute force my way through like panic attacks or like depressive episodes. But I am going to try to like do something about it rather than just let myself wallow in the self pity and sadness type thing. We're trying. That's all we can really do is try. But yeah, I was like, let me put down goals that I have for myself. Let me put reminders for myself to actually like do things. I know for a fact that I am gonna. Yeah, when you start to force things, then it slowly but surely takes the joy out of it. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna brute force anything. But I do know that what I do tend to do now when I have really bad mental spirals ends up adding onto it and makes it worse. So the least things I could do is like, hey, even if I can't bring myself to stream, I will at least try and play a game that I know I like. I will at least try and, you know, do something with myself that isn't just wallow in sadness. We're working through that type thing. But also, hey, I do know that I want to start doing vlogs, even if I still feel really weird holding up my phone horizontally rather than vertically. We're gonna try, and I am gonna get in touch with my friend that does edit videos just to work together with them to be like, hey, let's get some edited stuff together. I don't think I've seen any of the animated episodes for Reverse 1999 yet. I think that's more for a solo thing. I have. Oh, thank you. I do like reaction videos, but I also know I have a tendency to talk a lot. Maybe that's a good thing. I am a certified yapper. It's good for me. I did watch Gamerverse when it came out. Loved Gamerverse. Oh, guys, I watched the Amazing Digital Circus finale in theaters on the day it came out. That was ooh, ooh, man, the emotions I went through that was interesting. But I was like I went into the finale with my own theories, and after watching it, I was like, "Oh my god, wait, my theories were correct?" No. No, I don't want to be right. No. But also I was like, take that film theory. I was right. I was right, and you were wrong. I will say this. I think I was monos. Sometimes brain, it just works. No, here's the thing. I can't watch film theory for things I am genuinely really into, and I have a tendency to like go in through a rabbit hole for it. So anytime that film theory makes episodes about like Has Been a Hotel, Hell of a Boss, or man, even their Amazing Digital Circus episodes, I could not sit through and watch it because I was like, dude, I went into a deeper research dive than you did. Like I fell down that rabbit hole fully and willingly. And so what you're coming up with for theories and all the stuff that you have, it's like, it's not it. There's too much like stuff that was put out there that conflicts with what you're saying. So it's like I if it's not something I'm super into, or it's like a FNAF theory where I'm like I'm not going super deep into the rabbit hole for that. It's like I can't do personal research. I can't know too much about the thing in order to enjoy a film theory episode. That which kind of sucks because the reason I started watching film theory is because I wanted to know more info about FNAF. Yeah. Yeah, film theory recently has been doing a lot of like, you think this is the person we should be watching out for, but actually it's this one. And it's like, well, your evidence for that is kind of meh. Like it's okay at best. And I don't love the way you set up the switcheroo. Like it's fine. It's a decent episode for what it is, but as someone who is a deep fan of this thing, who has again, I've gone down the rabbit hole of research way too much to like fully be able to suspend disbelief and actually be able to enjoy it. I really can't watch their Has Been Hotel episodes at all. Like I watched Has Been Hotel when it was a pilot in 2019 on a random ass afternoon waiting for classes in college. Like that I saw it when it yes it was already popular, but I saw it in 2019 and I went down that rabbit hole of research. And then like seeing the next two seasons now that it's on Amazon, which I fucking love, and then yeah, like there's I watched so much of Has Been Hotel, and I again went down in so much of a deep dive, and like I'm deeply in that fandom space that I can't watch their film theory episodes about it because it's like there's actually stuff about this, even if it's not canonical anymore, but there is stuff that the creator said way back then that actually goes against what you're saying. And they might actually come back to some of the non-canonical things from when the pilot was the only thing that existed. So like I I can't and I like what they do. I just if I get a deep fan of something, I can't watch their theories because it's just like Well, actually, this sometimes like I think one of the most recent has been hotel theories. They said something where I'm like, wait a minute, that was actually con what you said. There was confirmation, and it was contradicted whatever you said within the actual show itself. Like that makes no sense. Or it's like, oh, they made a theory about this, and it's like, okay, the theory's been debunked in the show in the most recent season too. It's like it's in yeah. Oh, episode 9 made the context behind episode 1 a little more sense, but also I do fear that like Amazing Digital Circus needed more episodes to make the finale feel worth it. That's more of a personal thing, really, because I liked episode 9 a lot. I enjoyed it. As someone who is a Jax fan, I know they're an awful human being, but I like where they took that character, and as like they were never gonna get redemption. That much was obvious, but it's like, well, I like what they did, and apparently, like Jax was based off of Goose's own like experience as a trans female. So I was like, okay, I can't hate. Not really based off of their experiences, but it's more like what would have happened if Goose didn't accept the fact that she was trans female. Like two different extremes. When you're deeply in the closet and you're fighting with yourself of like, should I? This does feel right for me, but also, hey, I have someone who is supposed to be emotionally safe for me very much tear me down and berate me so that even if this is what I feel, I can't fully accept it. Like that I understand where Jax as a character comes from. So I understand all the bad decisions they made. I'm using more gender neutral pronouns because it was like even if they are deeply in the closet, I'm not going to disrespect them for that. Yeah, both Hasbin and Digital Circus had a scene where a character snapped their fingers. The lights the lights turned off and they went back on into a musical number with a piano present. I do love the fact that Hasbin has multiple scenes actually like that. Because it happened in the pilot. I love Alistair so much. It's so bad. It's so bad, but I love Alistair as a character. Because I know if I met an Alistair IRL, he would kill me. I weirdly would thank him for it, though. I have issues. But, like, oh, yeah, and Kane slowly but surely came one of my favorite characters as the show went on. But like pilot, I was Jax, and then the second episode came, and I was still a Jax fan, and I was like, I'm no 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 no, awful human being. I'm here for it. Let's see where they go. So I like what they did in the finale, but also the ending does feel a little rushed. I do wish we had the time for all of the characters to grieve, like properly grieve what they thought they were and having to accept what the reality is now. Like I wish we got more time for that. And like, hey, I'm not mad about the fact that Jax abstracted off stream. I'm not mad about that because like it works. Like the abrupt thing of like we thought even if we knew this person was okay, we thought that maybe, just maybe, things would change. Maybe they were like while we were dealing with our own shit, they would be okay enough for us to leave alone. And it wasn't. Like I think someone said in the comments that like the abruptness of Jax's abstraction does kind of remind them of how abrupt, like, I hate to say this, but like suicides can feel like. Like one moment this person is here, and then the next they're gone, and you couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. Oh, Kane was one of your favorites, Mono. Oh, especially for the trailers and fourth wall breaking promotions. I liked Kane as a character when I first saw him in the pilot, but like as he went on, slowly but surely, I was like, oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. PCD, did you not watch the finale? I'm sorry. I didn't. Oh no, I should have said. I should have said. Oh no. Yeah, Jack's abstracted in the finale. I'm sorry. And it's something going. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no, I didn't mean to spoil. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yee. Oh no, no. I do feel bad. I feel bad because I was like, well, it's been a while since it's been over, so I just assume most people would know about it. Oh, so you only watched episode one. Oh, okay. Oh, it wasn't really your vibe then, BCD Amazing Digital Circus. I mean, yeah, completely understandable. I liked it. I'm more excited for Gameverse and Knights of Guinevere right now because I was like, oh, something something different, something interesting. I do love the fact that the things I am looking forward to are one of the only like 2D animated shows on Glitch. I do love 2D animation, and I do feel like we don't give it enough credit. Cause like that shit's hard. That shit's hard to do. At least, especially consistently with animating. So always respect artists. Love artists. But yeah, like I don't know. I I haven't also been watching a lot of game theory as much because sometimes what they come out with like it's fine, but it just is like, oh, this is not really something I'm personally into, but I respect the hustle. And I'm like, I don't know if it's like the research things or whatnot. I don't know what the fuck's going on with style theory. It's been 3 months since we got a style theory episode, and they're mostly focused on their streaming service, which is Theoryverse now. And like, I'm not going to say that you can't get your bag. I'm like, if you need to do Theoryverse to like make your money and make sure you get to do the things you want to, because YouTube algorithm sucks for creators right now, especially now. Like, go ahead, do that. I love that for you. Get your bag, girl. But also, if you're saying that you're going to continue your YouTube series, why is it not all the channels that get the thing? Why is Style Theory the only one that's not getting new episodes? I have been loving the new Food Theory episodes. God, Food Theory, it hits every time. I really like it, and I love the shorts too. Film Theory is not hitting for me as much as it used to anymore. And it's like no hate to the current host. It's just I don't like where the theories are. Most of it does come from like if I'm deeply ingrained in a fandom, I'm not enjoying your episodes because it's like, why do I know more information than you do? Because that, especially if you've done, you're saying you do a lot of research for these things, and it doesn't feel like you actually watched the thing you're talking about. So I don't know. But now, oof, you know, mm, I. Mm, let me think. Let me think. Let me think. What else do I what else do I waste my time on YouTube for? Oh, I watch a lot of I started to recently watch a lot of Jacob Alpharad videos because even if I didn't really grow up watching or at least or even playing Pokemon, I really like watching Alpharad. Jacob Alpharad now do a lot of the like Pokemon Nuzlocks. I never knew what that was, and I personally never planned to. But I've been watching a lot of that and like weirdly a lot of Mario Odyssey stuff. And I don't know. Oh oh, have you guys seen words English? Have you guys seen the new Spider-Man movie? Oh okay, Nuzlocke. Okay, so in Nuzlocke, is if one of your for Pokemon anyway. So you have like your team of Pokemon, right? And you're fighting the gym, well, fighting the gym leaders and enemies and whatnot, trying to win. If one of your Pokemon die or at least faint within battle, you permanently cannot use that Pokemon anymore. You can also do a Nuzlocke on I think the modded um FNAF World game, or at least the fan made FNAF World game, where if a character dies in battle, you cannot use that character anymore. They are permanently taken out. So you now have to figure out how to fill in that gap with another character. It is essentially just like a challenge mode for like I guess fighting games or like team fighting games like that. Yeah. It's very entertaining because you do have to come up with strats of like how to properly use the characters you do have and to make sure that they survive long enough. For some people, during Nuzlocks, they don't allow them to do heals within the battle itself. You can only do heals when you're going in between, like outside. So it's even more of an extra challenge for Nuzlocke. It's entertaining to watch because it's like you have to deeply know everything about the characters you're using, their move sets and possible move sets, as well as understanding like the enemies that you're going to go up against. Like being like, oh, this character does really well against this one because this is what their move sets are like. Oh, and then this is speed and whatnot. So it's like so much more brain work put into trying to do a Nuzlocke versus just like a casual sort of, oh, I got a new thing. Oh, I can heal this buddy up. We'll use him again for the next battle, or like thing. It's interesting. It's really interesting to watch. When it comes to the Mario Odyssey stuff I've been watching, weirdly it's been a lot of like Mario Odyssey hide and seek or like Mario Odyssey GeoGuessr, where it's not the actual game in and of itself, but it's the online multiplayer Mario Odyssey where it's like, hey, you have to find these people hiding in this kingdom. Or if it's GeoGuessr, it's like, I'm going to show you an image really close up and then slowly but surely zoom out. And you have to find where this image is, and there's going to be somebody hiding there in that area. That's what I've been watching. I've also been watching a lot of CJ Ya Archipelagos, which is like when you get a bunch of people, they all play different games. It's randomized. So if one person gets an item or like completes something in their game, it might send an item to the other person in their game. Or they might find something for themselves. And those videos are long as hell, but very, very fun to watch because it's interesting to be like, hey, I got this thing. Hey, I only have this move set, and I need to try to figure this out. Oh, I also do watch a lot of randomizers now. Yeah, Archipelagos are a lot of fun, and it also makes me like kind of want to have people to stream with. I would like to have streamer friends. I'd like to be able to like play friend swap games with people on stream, but also that requires me to like talk, make friends to people, and I don't know. But yeah, archipelagos are a lot of fun. Solo archipelagos are kind of crazy to watch, but also it's a lot of fun to see what they do. Because it's like, however many games you're trying to play, you're trying to complete all of them, and however long it'll take you. But what if the item that you need in one game is locked behind the completion of another, and you just don't know? It's interesting to see. Yeah, that's been like the sort of things I've been watching. Uh Music wise, I am absolutely obsessed with Olivia Rodrigo's new album. Unfortunately, Sorry about the ads. Unfortunately, the part about like the side that sticks with me the most, and that's the part that I listen to the most, ends up being the "You seem pretty sad" side. But TikTok loves to bombard me with edits to those songs, especially. But sometimes I get a little "You seem so" for a girl so in love side. I do get some edits for that. But the general thing has been begged, The Cure, and What's Wrong with Me. But all of them are edited for characters who have difficult relationships with families. Especially begged in terms of siblings things, right? Or like sibling slash like parent parental issues. All right. I hope you have fun lurking, Mana. But yeah, we're sitting here talking. We're yapping. Yeah, no, I love Olivia Rodrigo's album. You seem so sad for a girl so in love. Never really got to experience the love part, so it should be interesting. Oh, edits are. I've seen both edits and animations with the instrumentals. Yeah, it's not really helping. I've seen someone edit begged to Anthony from Bridgerton and Kate Sharma from Bridgerton, involving their whole parental relationships. Where it's like Anthony, yeah. No, the song intros though. I don't think I have actually. But we'll see if TikTok was listening to me now, and maybe we will get those. Who knows? Um, yeah, no, but the side of the album that has stuck with me the most is sad. Is You Seem Pretty Sad. For me in particular, I'm like, because I was watching an edit to What's Wrong with Me, and someone put in the comments, "This is me but with my family," and I was like, oh, that hurts. Yeah, but like people editing like the sad songs and talking about their like familial issues with it. I'm like that. I don't love the fact that it resonates with me, but it does. But I will say this: one of my favorite songs from "You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love" is "Honeybee." Actually, I really like "Honeybee." Um, would love one day to have someone that I can sing "Honeybee" to. Maybe that is maybe a Patreon exclusive future thing, like a cover one day. But I'm like, oh, I love this. Like, yes, Honeybee does sound pretty sad and whatnot, but it's also like, it's really cute. And I don't know how to talk about it, but it's like, you can tell that there was so much love in that relationship that you just kind of, you can't help but be like, oh. But then I also saw like edits to Honeybee for siblings, especially where it's like, pick me up, walk me home, and it feels like God threw me a bone. Sticky sweet tangerine, would you sit, keep me company in the dark? I'm not scared. I just reach and you're right there. Shooting stars, racing cars, everything I own just feels like a. Sorry, I can't help but wanting to sing that part. But that verse gets edited a lot to like sibling stuff, or at least close sibling relationships, and I'm like, wow, I used to have that. Not anymore. Here's the thing, VCD. I'm Filipino. The thing about Filipinos is you gotta be able to sing. If you cannot sing, you have to play an instrument. If you can't play an instrument, you have to at least know how to dance. If you can't dance or have any sense of rhythm, you have to know how to draw. If you cannot draw or paint or something like that, you have failed as a Filipino. The general thing about especially like Filipino parties, there is always going to be a karaoke part. So you gotta sing. You have to know how to sing. I think also I was put in singing lessons and violin lessons when I was really young because my mom couldn't pick me up immediately after school, so I had to like she had to put me somewhere where someone could watch me, and then when she was done with work, she could pick me up. It's actually really funny when I think about it. I don't play the violin anymore. I don't think I was ever that great, but I do have the certificate that I went through that training. Yeah, yeah, PCD. Most of my singing has been relegated mostly for church. And hey, I can make people cry from how much they feel the spirit, even if I personally do not feel the spirit. It's so funny to think about. Where I'm like, I don't feel this, and I personally I don't care for religion, especially growing up very religious. Dude, I practice witchcraft, man. I love doing tarot readings for friends for free. Hell, I did tarot readings for my cousins when they came for our housewarming party on Saturday. Um, apparently I scared them because it feels like really crazy accurate and like so specific that it was they're like, "Oh my god. What?" I had a younger cousin break out into hives and start crying for the for our other cousins tarot readings. Cuz what? I did a love reading, I did a past, present, future reading, and then I did a general reading. Now the general reading I didn't really use a spread. I was just kind of like pick out cards and we'll just read whatever the fuck message universe has for us. And that was that. But I was like, I can't tell you what happened in those readings. But I'm like, I was like, I need to connect with you energetically. I need you to look at me and I need you to be in this space with me. And I'll do your readings for you. Yeah, no, I am a divination witch. And I do dabble in a little bit of energy protection type stuff. But no, I practice witchcraft despite my family being super like Catholic. So the fact that I can make people cry is kind of funny to me because I'm like, what if I'm releasing the devil on you? Ooh. It's funny to me. It's funny to see that happening, and I will unfortunately got to do it again this Saturday. At least afterwards, it always comes with free food for me and dessert possibly. So it's all I look forward to now is food. Yeah, no. Some days I feel like endless void of hunger like a pizza rat. And some days I don't want to eat much or I barely eat anything and I'm like a pigeon. Slowly but surely realizing that like as a kid I had an eating disorder and as an adult now I'm trying to unlearn that so that I can actually eat properly, but that is the crux of my issues with food. So that's fun. Yeah. We'll see what else I decide to do with this room. I will say this: possibly next time we stream, we're gonna put this baby together. It's my Lego set. Ah, this is the one Lego set I desperately wanted as like art decoration. It's Tales of the Space Age. It's supposed to be like Star Wars but like art form in Legos. And this is a Christmas gift from my sister way back in the day. Not way back, but like right before it retired, this was a Christmas gift from my sister. What? She also added lights for this. So we're gonna figure out how to one put this together, but two, we're gonna make it light up and we're gonna figure out a good place to hang this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it all the time, because I might put it somewhere you're not gonna see it. But I will see it, and that makes me happy. But yeah, majority of my room has mostly just been like fandom culture. But hey, we're enjoying this. We love this. We're gonna put this together. This is a stream that's going to happen. I promise you that much. When I decide to do it, we'll see. But yes, but I'm happy with the way decoration has gone here so far. I did just order a vinyl from for Agatha all along for the record player that I stole from my sister. I got my Alistair Thrilljoy in the corner, and I have my Funko Pops on my bookshelf that I put together. IKEA bookshelf, by the way. I did that. I did that. I'm happy about. Actually, I did that like 3 times. It was my bookshelf, and my father's bookshelves. I tell you this. Wow. Yeah, no, I actually really like using tools, and I like having a toolbox for myself when I put stuff together. I just I have tools in my room that I know I won't need, but I just have them. And I will say this. Um as much as I deeply love my collection of Funko Pops, which I do, it's taken me a long time to get all of that together. I have spent a considerable amount of money on all of them, but now I have slowly but surely moved on from some fandom merch, and I'm actually planning on selling most of my Funko Pop collection. And a lot of them are waves that are no longer like in production anywhere, and some of them are exclusives that you're never going to see again. But I am planning on selling them at some point. I have a whatnot. Probably will. I have to live stream for whatnot though to get that selling thing. So who knows? I might make a deep pop and sell it off there. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna sell this. Still trying to find the rest of my collection to see what else I'm gonna keep. But most of what I have here is great. I realize I have a lot of WandaVision and I want more. I want all of them. Um, I do have to finish my Skull Panda collection. To which I say I've mostly been collecting um the Petals and Four Acts Skull Pandas because I love Shakespeare. I still kept a lot of my Shakespeare plays from high school. And I want to complete that collection. I have been doing it one at a time though, so I fingers crossed we don't get any duplicates. But I like completing like a full collection one at a time rather than buying it all at once. Like I like the mystery of it all. I like to see whatever the universe decides to give me. You know. We'll say this: when we go to Comic Con this year in October, because those that ticket is saved on my phone and the lanyard is coming in the mail. I am going to stop by Thrilljoy because I need a companion for Alistair. Ooh, I'm so happy about this. I love the box hero, Alistair. Um, I think it would be really funny to get the Thrilljoy Lucifer So then I could have Radio Apple in my room. Um, yes, I am a Radio Apple shipper, mostly because fandom and not for any canon reasons. I know in canon, Alistair and Lucifer fucking hate each other, but like, I'd love a good enemies to lovers type thing. Not for me personally. If we're talking about me personally in terms of romance, I'd like a slow burn friends to lovers thing. Like that, I tend to read a lot of that. But for Has Been Hotel and enemies to lovers, Alistair and Lucifer Radio Apple ship, I like. N- but I like seeing a lot of people do husband cosplays. I know that my closet cosplay of human Alistair for Comic Con is probably not going to be that great, but we're trying our best. And that's all that matters. Which also reminds me, all this hair that I've been growing out for at least a year, it's made me super feminine because it's so long now. I will cut that soon. We go back to being. Oh, you don't get the enemies to lovers hype for anything? It's mostly just I like the amount of tension you could have. Because most enemies to lovers things start off with, oh, I find you really attractive, but there is a misunderstanding about what you're each about that leads to so much friction that when you actually take the time to sit down and talk, you realize, oh, we have a lot in common. The thing that we were not understanding about each other, at least in terms of like your perspective, my perspective, once I get to know you more as a person, I'm more angry at myself about the fact that I like you more. That's the whole enemies to lovers thing that I personally enjoy. Um, like watch season 2 of Bridgerton, and you'd understand like the enemies to lovers sort of thing there. That's yeah. But I'm like, canon wise, I don't like them together. But head canon fandom way of writing Alistair and Lucifer, like they are kind of two sides of the same coin, and I do think the qualities that they both have, especially fandom writings, they work really well together, and I like reading that. Where it's like I have this idea of you in my head, and I hate this idea, and I'm never going to find out anything more about you because I don't want anything to contradict what I think of you. But yeah, obviously, you write fanfic, and you slowly start to realize like, oh, I had this version of you in my head, but now that I've gotten to know you, the illusion is shattered, and actually, oh, I've misjudged you, and I now let your defenses down, be vulnerable. It's like, oh, you're you're not as bad as I thought you were, and we actually do get along really well when we're not coming at things with our egos. That's what I like as enemies to lovers. Reading anyway. I don't want to experience that in real life. Cuz most of the time in real life, you're just going to stay as enemies. And if you start off of like an enemies to lovers thing, that relationship will crash and burn in the end because if you're starting a relationship purely based off spark and misunderstandings and like anger, that's the reason it's going to end. That's why I like a good slow burn friends to lovers thing. That's the thing I read the most. That's what I hope for the most. But yeah, let's see what happens. I haven't done a personal tarot reading in a while, and I feel like I should in terms of at least in terms of like what to expect for the rest of the year slash maybe do a love reading because I'm like I can I can weirdly see like future lover, like future things in my head. Like sometimes I have weird ass dreams where it feels like deja vu. but I haven't actually experienced this thing yet. So it's like I don't know what this is. But we're gonna try. Let's see. No. And it's like physically and subconsciously, I feel like something's gonna happen. But consciously right now, what I am trying to do, and like outside forces, I hate to say this again, my family has very much like kept the gap of like subconscious meeting conscious of like possible things happening. Where it's like, I think I am ready and something is going to happen for me soon. But whether or not that thing, or whether or not I can actually go make the thing happen, is a whole other conversation that don't know how to get into. We don't know. We shall see. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens. Uh we're still gonna do the Dua Lipa manifesting, especially on TikTok. If you see my repost of that manifesting thing, that's where it's coming from. Where it's like, I think I'm ready. We'll see if I actually meet someone. I don't know. But yeah, I that's it for me. I still have to get stuff ready for work tomorrow, even though I fucking hate my job. um, but yeah, follow me on all of my social media accounts. You can see the VODs posted on YouTube if you miss a stream or you just want to see any of the past stuff we've done here. Like if you want to know where I am personally in reverse 1999, you can check the YouTube. You can also see how long it's been. So, oh my god, BCD, fucking sleep. Don't stay up so late. I believe that things will go well for me eventually. Clearly not right now, but we'll see. But thank you, BCD, for coming. I appreciate you. Mono, I'm pretty sure you're still lurking here, so thank you. For the other people who are also here, thank you so much. Even if you didn't, you know, type in chat, I do appreciate you. One day, one day, things will work out. I'm still gonna have hope. You'll still be trying. PCD, please fix your sleep schedule. I worry about you sometimes. I do sometimes wonder what you're doing when you're not here in stream. But I'm also like, I'd rather you take care of yourself than you come here to support. Cause like, put yourself first, man. Put yourself first. But yeah, um, YouTube VODs. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Maybe I post the same things on there twice. Who knows? We'll see how I feel. Um, and join the Discord that I made. Join the Discord. I did make a Discord server for us where there are more clearly laid out rules and much more, at least boundary set for me. Hey, it's yeah, it has been a hot minute. I've moved houses. It's why, and I've also just been incredibly sad. So nice to see you. But yeah, I'm actually on stream right now. Ah, it's Max. I'm ending stream right now. No. Ah. Yeah, sad. Sad backward is das, and das is never good. But yeah, follow me on the other things. Join the new Discord server. There are moderators on there. A lot more boundaries set for me personally, just because some weird people tried to get up in my DMs, and I was super uncomfortable. So I was like, let me make some changes for that. So you can join the new Discord. You should be able to use some of your Twitch emotes on there. If not, I'll work at it. But hey, any updates, announcements I have will also be posted over there. Maybe also on Twitch stories if I feel like it. But yeah, that's it. If you stayed this long and you haven't followed yet, what the hell are you doing, man? It's free. It Everything here is free. And that's that's nice. You know? It's nice when things are free. But yeah, that's it for me. Man, this stream started off turning into a therapy session for me with a lot of tears. But it's nice to hang out with y'all again. Try to stream again soon. Maybe we do Legos. Maybe not. We'll see how I feel. But thank you guys for coming. I'll see y'all next time. Who is currently who is currently streaming online right now? I want to see that. Ooh, guys, we can go raid Fluffy Bunny Bro. I don't know what they're doing, but it looks interesting. Should we raid? Should we raid? I think we should raid. I think we should raid. Oh, I don't know what this is, but I'm intrigued. All right, bye guys. See y'all later. Bye.